Greetings, everybody. Welcome
one
back.
of you.
My
We
name
are
is
back.
Yeah, we are back. My name is Chris Blunt.
And I'm Brizzy Rumsey.
And I am Sphinx Akasha.
And welcome back to Profoundly Ignorant.
Profound
shit.
and
About
ignorant.
time, man. I miss you guys so much.
You ain't
I
miss
really
nobody.
do. I really do. I miss
did?
you guys so much. It's been a long
I
time
don't
since
even
our
know who listens
podcast.
to us, so I miss you, but I don't even know you.
Oh God, Breezy, you're so petty.
I miss
I'm
the thought of
petty.
you.
Really so.
If you're gonna be petty, you might as well be Tom.
Oh,
too soon?
Oh, too soon. Oh,
Shout out to Tom Petty.
Tom
you can be
Petty.
Petty Pendergrass or
And
Petty
I'm
LaBelle,
Free,
Petty woo woo woo.
free fall.
Petty Rutspin, all these things.
Petty Ruffskin.
Petty Rutspin.
Holy
Oh,
shit.
man.
That bear
Yeah.
was creepy as fuck.
He was.
It
Creepy as
was.
shit.
I used to I used to replace all the tapes with like rap music.
Oh.
That shit was great, man.
Okay, so I had one, and when the batteries would start to die, it would talk really like,
Yes.
and I was like, oh shit, this
Oh
thing's
man.
possessed.
And yet they did not make a movie about a killer bear.
No, they did
No.
not.
Sorry, man.
I'm
Yeah.
kind of surprised by that too.
Well, they kind of made that one video game, Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah. It's a thing. It's a
That's
thing,
more
man.
like a Chuck E. Cheese homage,
Yeah.
Man, so what has everybody been up to? How's everybody doing? Jeez, it's been a minute.
It
Had
has been. a
everyone
minute.
get through Racist Thanksgiving 2017?
I loved it.
Yeah, we had a good time.
I loved it. Hey, I want to bring up something. I know I didn't bring this up beforehand. Guys, we've been a year on here.
I know. Happy year
Wow.
It's
anniversary.
been a year. So wow, we have been a year profoundly ignorant, everybody. So that's really cool.
Nice.
So
Which
very
is the
much
rate
looking
of
into that.
our ability to be on schedule has been like 6 episodes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We are terrible with
we are
scheduling.
really
We
bad.
promise to be better
Yeah.
off the next year. You're gonna hear a lot more from us.
Yeah.
In order for that. You're probably we've been deadbeat dad in this whole
Yeah.
shit.
Well, I mean,
It's
lately,
terrible.
I mean, the most recent lapse in scheduling, though, we have to give a shout out. Chris had a baby.
I had a baby.
Chris had a baby.
That's right.
I mean, Brandy had a baby. Chris.
I mean,
was-
yeah,
You
I
Chris
assisted.
watched.
I
You helped.
supplied the semen.
Oh.
And
Just get right into it.
That's
just get right into it. If we want to be fair, if we want to be
Right.
honest,
as
into
graphic
it.
as we needed
that
to get
was
with that.
graphic. That was graphic. So yeah, the baby's loud as fuck, and I'm always tired.
He is beautiful and sweet. And
He is.
Has a head full of hair, which is
Yes,
adorable. Unlike you.
He's definitely
He must
earned
get
his
that
name.
from his mom.
He definitely got that from his mom. And he's gonna find out at the age of 27. A very harsh reality.
Damn.
Cause it goes, baby. It goes.
You got it now. Hang
got
on
it
to
now.
it while you got it.
Exactly. I love that his name matches his
Disclaimer:
attitude.
that's not how genetics work.
No, it's not. It's not.
It's not.
You get your hair from your mom. He's safe.
Yep, he's good. He's good. He is he definitely matches his name. His name's Logan, and he is a little surly, adorable baby.
Does he smoke cigars yet?
Yep.
Nice.
And so he's
I
like,
love it.
yeah. So he's cool. I love it.
Gotta
And-
get some oven mitts for when the
yes.
claws pop.
So he does what every like 1 month year-old do. Like he sleeps, eats, and poops. Like that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So
How
you
old,
know,
1 month old?
he needs to step it up a little bit. Do some more shit. So
Get a job, baby.
yeah, get a job, baby. You're costing us money and time. So that's
Buy your
what's got
own
going
formula.
on.
Diapers.
Oh man. So it's been cool, man. So man, let's get started on some of the things that have been going on. Like, there's so much to discuss. So we're gonna I guess we're gonna shortchange it a little bit on certain things, but we're gonna touch a little bit everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm down with that.
Cool.
First things first.
Much like the men in Hollywood.
Exactly, much like the men in
We're
Hollywood.
gonna touch everywhere.
We're gonna touch a little bit of everybody.
Oh God.
Ooh.
All right. So
I
She
made that
did
joke.
that
I
shit.
made that
that,
joke.
you made that
did
joke,
that
and you
shit.
know what? She can do that. She can do
'cause-
that. I'm not making that joke. I'm not.
I would have made the joke, but Breezy made it
I made
first.
it for
So
you.
props to
First.
Breezy for that
Breezy,
joke. Nicely done.
Has there been any accusation that you've been shocked and saddened by?
Not shocked. I think
Okay.
here's Breezy's take on this.
Go ahead, Breezy.
If anybody is truly shocked by this, you probably don't talk to enough women. Because I guarantee if you actually ask any woman you know if she's ever had, not necessarily like been assaulted, but like had some creepy dude boss that's like, hey, I'm going to say something wildly inappropriate and make you uncomfortable and then kind of laugh it off. I think every woman has probably had this happen. So it's not shocking that it happens. I think the one that hurt my little cockles of my heart was Al Franken.
Yeah.
Because I really want
you
my
want better.
people to be better. Like, I don't want to check my man. I want my man to be under control. And it sucked. And I know a lot came out after, whether it's true, whether it's false. You know, the woman has a history of some shit. And she's pretty right-wing conservative. But you can't really discredit her because you don't know. We weren't there.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
What I think is important is not only the accusation, because people fuck up and people have said some things in the past. And I don't discredit people's ability to change. However, what's been disheartening is the responses that I get that I see from a lot of people. Like, let's take Russell Simmons.
Yeah.
Russell Simmons is a terrible situation because as a person who grew up in hip hop, we all look up to Russell Simmons.
Yeah.
Especially when he's all zen and shit like that. But with great power comes great,
responsibility.
That too. But
Great opportunity to fuck up.
I was gonna say more pussy, but like there it is.
Well,
And
that's
so,
that too. Yeah.
so with great power comes the arrogance that you can fuck everybody. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people, men in power is notorious. Men in power have been known to take advantage of that power.
Yeah.
So his response is pretty much almost like victim blaming. They're not apologizing at all.
No.
No.
They're
Louis
not
C.K.
apologizing.
was the first to me where I was like, oh, I think he thinks he apologized.
But he didn't.
Right.
He didn't. It was
really.
all like, women adore me and I'm a
And I took
celebrity.
advantage of that.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah,
I
blah.
shouldn't have taken advantage of that, but I couldn't help it because they were so adoring because I'm so great. And I was like, what the fuck am I reading?
No, Louis.
No. Shut up.
That's
not how
shut the
apologies
fuck
work.
up, man.
So I will say,
Yeah.
even though Al Franken broke my heart a little bit, I think he did the best apology because I think he was sincere and he called for an ethics review, which I think is at least a starting point.
I think that's the way you do it. If you have the power to change some things, do it.
Yeah.
Even if you fuck up, do it, because fucking up is a human experience. You're gonna fuck up.
And I think it's hard because there's a lot of people that are instantly calling for his resignation, and he was like, well, here's the problem with that. Trump's already getting everything he fucking wants in Congress right now. If he steps down and they have to do a special election, what if we get another Trumpite? What if we get another fucking Roy Moore who's molesting little girls?
Yeah.
And apparently
Exactly.
that's perfectly acceptable because that guy's gonna probably win.
No one's really calling for Roy Moore's job.
No, and
No.
and I watched. It was hard, but fucking Friday night. What night was it? Yeah, Friday night. I was watching the live stream of the tax code being debated until 1:30 in the morning. Al Franken was fighting that thing, and I'm like, God, it would be really. And I had to think. I'm like, God, it sucks, but if he were gone, that's one less voice.
And
Yeah.
I think it's one thing is it's one thing to make a mistake. It's another thing to learn from that mistake.
Absolutely.
And that's the thing. When you learn from that mistake and become an ally for that, you can understand and you can be forgiving.
Right.
The problem is there are a lot of people who weren't going to stop. And the only reason why they stopped is because they got caught.
Yeah.
Got called out.
Like, they're not sorry. Like, Harvey Weinstein wasn't sorry.
No.
He's just mad that enough people got pissed off to say something.
Yeah.
Same thing with
Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey was like, "Oh nah, it's cool because I'm gay."
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
no,
now-
man,
I'm now
that's
choosing
actually
to
not
live
it.
as a gay man. You just set the gay community back.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
Oh my
fuck you and
God.
fuck out of here for that. Like,
Right.
because
Pretty
there's
sure
so
you're
much
not
that
doing
goes on with
anybody
that.
any favors there.
Because we all know the main thing that they have against gay people is they go, but they're all pedophiles. I'm like, no, they're not pedophiles. They just want to fuck the same sex. That is it.
Right.
That is like all. You know what I'm saying? So I think that Kevin Spacey really did put a lot of people back and in a sense created like this stupid odd justification for people to hate on gay people.
Yeah.
Because that's the first thing I saw. Soon as that accusation went out, it got shared by people who obviously hate, who I know hate gay people. And they go, see? And it was like, no, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
That's you're Fox Newsing it right now. You're playing to your own narrative. And I don't think that's straight, man. I don't think that's good. So, no pun intended. Pause. Anyway, so...
Are we still using pause? Is pause still a thing?
Pause is still a thing, apparently. I don't know. I think it's stupid. I just used pause this time because it was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's dumb. But,
It's dumb.
Whatever.
It's dumb as shit. So yeah. So anyway, but yeah. So that's been a big issue with the sexual harassment thing. We'll definitely get into that in the coming weeks because it's not going to stop. I think more people are going to come out with more things and more accusations.
And I want to give a quick little shout out to something everyone seems to be forgetting about.
Go ahead.
Rose McGowan's getting a lot of credit for kind of leading this and being the first. Can we talk about Kesha? Because
Yeah.
Yes.
Kesha kind of was
Yes.
the first that really spoke up and spoke out, and she
Yeah.
got ripped apart.
Yeah, she did.
Isn't that
Sony
sad,
fucked her over
Yeah.
and made her stay on her label with the guy that allegedly raped her. Mm-hmm. I want to give like a big shout out to Kesha because
Yeah.
We love you,
society
Kesha.
treated her fucked up when she said it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And they held her. You didn't hear music from her for a while.
Yeah.
There was a lot of things that went on with Kesha, and she was pretty much crucified for what she did.
Yeah.
You know, so there's that. There's
Hey,
Rose,
Kesha,
Rose
if you're the
McGowan.
songwriter, holla at your boy.
Everybody shooting their shot, man. You got to
Shooting their shot.
You
You
shoot
gotta
a
shoot
shot.
your
Yeah,
shot.
you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you. But nah, Kesha's dope. So like, you know, there's that. Then there's Corey Feldman, who's big on exposing a lot of the child molesters.
He's been saying this for years.
And he's been saying it for years, you know. So there's a lot of things going on. So when it came out that Charlie Sheen had raped Corey Haim, right?
What?
Yeah, Charlie Sheen had raped Corey Haim.
I vaguely remember reading something about that.
And I was like, yeah, none of this is shocking. But it's still terrible.
Yeah.
And you know, Charlie Sheen has been a piece of shit in general.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, yeah, is definitely plausible. So I like the fact that most of these people are not only getting called out for their shit, but also getting shit taken away from them. Sadly enough, they're stopping the money that they have that they'll be able to earn in the future. But all these people have money from back then.
Yeah.
And they've already done a shit ton of damage.
Yeah.
So, you know, a lot of the damage has been done, but the good thing is no further damage could be made.
Right.
So
By them.
I think by them, because there's still more out there.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely here for the. I think we're reaching a moment where we're changing the culture of Hollywood, guys, and I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, it
not
is.
mad at it. There needs to be a change.
Well, Gal Gadot has said she's not going to make Wonder Woman 2 if Brett Ratner's in charge because there's so many accusations about him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Big and important. Now, if we could get Bryan Singer off shit, that'd be good because
That'd be
he's
great.
got a pretty sordid past.
Oh, really?
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. You didn't hear about any of that?
No, I
yeah.
didn't hear about Bryan Singer.
Oh,
Underage
dude.
boys, big time.
Yeah.
Really? That's
There's lots of accusations that have been swept under the rug that are like, it's like
I just
a
thought he
thing
made
that people
shitty
know.
movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
man.
thought he shat on X-Men, but he did a lot worse than that.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I mean that's what I was thinking. I was like,
Yeah, there were a couple of times during like I want to say the second X-Men movie and maybe First Class because he was executive producing that one, where people were thinking about like taking him off because of all the accusations that were coming out against
I know
him.
there was a huge Facebook post with Ellen Page.
Yeah, Ellen Page
Yeah.
called him out
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ellen
because
Page
he
called him
outed
out.
her
Yeah.
before she was even out to like herself and her family.
Yeah, So I was like, that's some fuckery.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, like listen to these people, man. It's very important. All these accusations are to be taken seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that it's a good thing. It's a great thing, as a matter of fact, because we have to, in order to have effective change, we have to see the ugliest parts of ourselves.
Yes.
Right.
You know, and I think it's very important that has to happen in order for us to make these changes. So good on Hollywood, man, for making the right decision. I think it's a dope thing. All right, so while we on entertainment, first thing we start before we get into the political shit, let's talk about Jay-Z. Jay-Z. It's Jay-Z.
Oh,
Let's
bless
Jay-Z.
his
First of
heart.
all, it's been a crazy year for Jay. And he stays, what I love about Jay-Z is Jay-Z stays winning no matter what. Because Jay-Z and Beyonce are very smart. Like, when you listen to Lemonade, like, Lemonade is a dope-ass album.
Oh, God,
Lemonade
Lemonade.
is essentially kind of shitting on Jay the whole time.
Yeah.
Right? It's a Jay-Z diss album. You know what I'm saying? Like, for the hip-hop heads, listen, Jazzo and BDC gonna probably listen to the Lemonade album like, word, you know? So that's dope in general. So to come out with that and for her to expose herself so much and appeal to the audience
Yeah.
as well. Like, I went to the Formation show. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And it was a dope show last year. The lyrics are dope. The album is great. So, yeah, that was cool. And then, lo and behold, of course, comes the 444 album,
Yeah.
which is his I wouldn't say his side of the story, but from his experience.
Right.
It's a very 444 is a very grown hip hop album, and me as a
very
grown
personal
man,
album.
yeah, it's a very personal album. Dare I say, I like to put it as a folk album in a sense because it's very personal. It's very like there's no folk music is music where you talk about the folks, you talk about the people. I always say that hip hop is a folk genre in a lot of ways because we're one of the few genres where we're expected to live the exact same thing that we say.
Yeah.
You know, and so with Jay-Z's album recently, I thought it was great. I listened to 444 with that sample and everything.
Ooh.
Oh, man, that singer. Oh, that shit
What's
was...
her name? Hang on, let me
Hannah
find it.
something, man. That shit was... but it was so... Like, the lyrics was so personal.
Yeah.
You know, and I remember even as a married man myself, who's not perfect, you know what I'm saying? I've listened to it and I was like, man, I feel this entirely too much. This is real. I remember when he was like, you know,
Hannah Williams and the Affirmations.
Yes, Hannah Williams and the Affirmation. Shout out to her, man.
Shout out to Hannah.
Bodied that shit. Oh, her voice is amazing. You know, but like Jay-Z's album was very personal when he got a chance to like get in his zone and talk about stuff that was really really affecting him.
Yeah.
Without the fear of what are people gonna think about this.
Yeah.
Right.
And I thought that was great. I think more men need to be more honest about their emotions and their pitfalls because we hide behind this machismo, you know what I'm saying, thing, and it just doesn't work out. That's fake.
That's a thing that like I think culturally as men we need to break of ourselves and pass that on to the younger men that we are raising and are having a hand in raising. It's very much the I mean, I grew up with the whole, don't show this emotion because, people see you as weak or soft or whatever.
The man up
Man
type
up,
thing.
yeah.
Which is terrible.
It's terrible. Fucking terrible. So the moment that we all as a gender can start like looking at our sons, looking at our nephews, looking at the young men, the young boys in our lives and can honestly say, no, your emotions are perfectly valid.
Yeah.
You may feel them however you need to, as long as you're not hurting anyone.
Yeah.
Then that I think is a good first step.
Because you, at the end of the day, you're human beings, man.
Yeah.
Like human beings, we're emotional people. Like life is an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah.
You feel sad, you feel happy, all these things, and no one should have to hold back who they are.
Exactly.
For the sake of
Saving
public
face
opinion.
or public opinion or whatever.
Public opinion. So, fuck all that.
All that.
Yeah, man. So shout out to Jay-Z. If y'all go listen to 444. It's a great ass album.
Yeah.
It's a good album. It's very good. Very popping for that reason. So,
Back to the topic of manning up. It reminds me of this poem I heard once on Button Up. If you haven't checked the Button Up YouTube page out, it's great. Amazing poets. This one cat actually does a poem called "Man Up" or 10 responses to being told "man up," and his first response is "fuck you," and his last response is "no."
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. That's it's just the toxic masculinity has got to stop at some point.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Let's get back on track.
Yeah.
Speaking of toxic masculinity, Trump. Yay. All right. So
one of the most toxic,
Yes. So
fucking toxic Avenger, motherfuckers.
yes. Oh man. So Trump. Let me see. What's Trump? Trump's up to like too much.
What is he
to
not
really
up to?
like narrow down? So let's talk about what happened this weekend.
Okay.
All right, so Trump and Mueller, right?
Yeah.
Mueller was like snitching. He agreed to chill, talk to the popos.
No.
No, it wasn't Mueller.
Flynn.
Flynn was snitching. I'm
Mueller's
sorry.
the investigator.
Mueller's the
Mueller's
cop.
the investigator. Flynn's snitching.
Yes.
So Flynn's snitching, and that's bad. And so people are actually looking at the whole like impeachment thing
Oh yeah.
as sort of a reality.
Like, oh, this can actually happen
He is definitely flustered. There was some Twitter shit that went on. What Breezy? What went on with the Twitter shit?
I'm the Twitter go-to.
Yeah, I'm about to say Breezy's on Twitter. She in the streets. Go ahead.
Trump issued a tweet late last night that basically explained why Flynn was fired and said that it was because Flynn confessed that he had lied to the FBI. But fun fact, when Flynn was fired, that hadn't happened yet. So there's some issue with Trump now possibly having hung himself out there to dry, essentially confessing to something that wasn't a known thing.
Yeah.
Right.
They're obviously quickly trying to do some spin control here, and Trump's lawyer has come forward and said that he wrote the tweet, not Trump, and it was his one and only time ever tweeting from Trump's account.
Oh.
And
I usually never do this.
right.
I feel
So I mean,
I see big air quotes around all that entire statement.
Yeah.
I do think it's interesting that the lawyer is trying to take the fall for this, because how many interns must be hanging out at the White House? You know that they could point at any one of them and be like, "You get up and say you did this."
Nah, you gotta
think
have
they're-
people held accountable.
I think that they are running out of people willing to take the fall for them. So now they're going. Essentially, Flynn. You know something's up because Flynn pled guilty to lying to the FBI.
Yeah.
We know there was a lot more stuff that Flynn could have been charged with. So when that came out, at first I went, that's a really, I mean, it's not a tiny offense. I don't want to be like, it's fine to lie to the FBI. They don't care
Right.
that much. They care a fucking lot.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
But
right.
absolutely.
there's a lot more that he could potentially be charged with, like what the lie entailed, that he was colluding with Russia and that he was reaching out to an adversary and trying to make plans to basically take the White House from Hillary. All of this stuff. And they're going with like the smallest common denominator as far as charges is concerned. I went,
There's a
he's
reason.
cooperating. He's going to roll over on somebody big.
Yeah.
Hour later, I heard he named Kushner. And then after that, he said that the directive to do it came directly from Trump. I think there's a lot of people that are about to go down.
Yeah, I feel so. I think Kushner is probably gonna be next.
Yeah, Kushner.
I feel like
my guess would be next.
Kushner's probably gonna be next. I heard he moved. So
Oh.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
So like a lot of things are kind of shaping up. It's just let me be clear. I don't think he's gonna get impeached. I think we're still gonna go maybe 2 more. This has been a crazy 1 year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it a crazy
Well, it
1
hasn't
year?
even technically been a year.
Yeah.
It's been a year since the election, but
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. He might be the fuck out of here. Like I don't know if he might do the whole 4 years.
The way things are going, man,
Yeah.
anything can happen.
I think it's there's a lot of fatigue involved too. Like because this is stressful.
it's exhausting.
This is exhausting. So
I mean,
and
right
he's
now-
got so many fuck ups.
Right now, everyone's being pushed to call your senators, call your congressmen about net neutrality. Definitely fucking call your senators. That's a huge
Yes.
deal. Don't let that shit get taken away from you.
Yep.
We're also being pushed on this tax code that in the middle of the night on Friday got passed.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah, that
you're
was
calling
shady as fuck.
shady as fuck.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's so much constant barrage of like your resources and your time and your energy and your mental sanity
Yeah.
that it's almost like numbing to the point where you don't even know what to do anymore. So
No.
you just are gonna sit back and let shit happen. But I implore you, don't sit back, let it happen. Continue to vote. Next year is huge. I mean, this tax thing got passed.
Absolutely.
It still has one more pass, but it looks like it's going to go through. Roy Moore is about to become a senator in Alabama after touching little girls.
yeah.
And the guy that he's running against, Trump, is like, well, we can't endorse him. He's weak on crime. That dude prosecuted so many KKK members. He is not weak on crime. The other dude molests little girls. I can't even.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know.
Right.
So make sure you're voting. And they say that, like, it feels daunting. And at the time, if you're not into a candidate, it feels hard to vote. But just vote anyway. Vote for the person you align with the most that thinks like you think. Because at the end of the day, there have been people that have won elections by 2-3 votes.
Yes.
And it seems small, but it does matter.
It does matter.
Yeah.
It's very important.
And next year, I think there's 43 Senate seats opening up, and all 435 members of the House of Representatives are up for re-election. That's the entire House we could flip.
Flip it.
Jeez.
Fucking
And I feel
flip it
like
and
it's
rub it
gonna
down,
get
guys.
flipped.
Smack it. Flip
Flip
it.
it and rub it down.
Oh no! To me, baby. Oh, totally doing the dance in the room, y'all. Totally doing the dance. I'm so sorry. That's so
And
terrible.
if you live in Wisconsin, there is a man named Iron Stash who is running against Paul Ryan. Iron Stash is a homebody. He's got a wife that's got some diseases. He's a hardworking iron worker, and he is a good, decent human who would kick Paul Ryan's ass if Paul Ryan didn't have the money. So vote frequently, vote often, do your thing. get Paul Ryan out of the White House.
Iron
I like.
Stash.
First of all, I like the name of Iron Stash.
He sounds like an old school wrestler.
He sounds like either old school wrestler or a '70s porn star.
He has one of those like vote for me commercials where his wife is literally sitting on a flowered like couch from the 80s and she's wearing a t-shirt that has little ponies all over it. I'm like,
Nice.
fuck it, you got my vote because you're just down to earth people. And his platform entirely is that I'm sick of expensive or like rich white men making decisions that affect my family. His son is sick, his mother is sick, his wife is ill. He's like, we can't afford health care and you guys are trying to get rid of it and it's fucked up.
I like that. You know what I'm loving? I've been watching just different clips of people, you know, and their responses to these senators and congressmen and things like that. I know that Jimmy Kimmel was on there. And
He's been fighting with Roy Moore.
He's been fucking with Roy Moore, and Roy Moore was upset about some shit.
Yeah.
And Kimmel offered these hands. He offered these hands to him.
Kimmel
did.
offered these hands while wearing a Girl Scout uniform.
Yes,
he's like, I'll show up in a
just
Girl
to turn them up. Yeah, just to turn them on.
He's like, I'm going to show up in a Girl Scout uniform with a squad of high school cheerleaders. You won't even know what hit you.
Exactly. First of all, I'm here for that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'll be there with a video camera.
Exactly.
That shit
I'm like,
is awesome.
I'm all about somebody catching these hands. I'm all about old white dudes getting punched in the face.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm all about
I'm all about punching old white dudes in the face.
everything in the world, like as my real government name and everything. I am about watching white dudes getting punched in the face, like
Yes.
old white dudes getting punched in the face at random.
Good.
And I wish I could say that these people are being backed by other rich white men, but I sent Chris and Lawrence a Twitter clip the other day in Who's Breezy fighting with this week on Twitter.
And now for Who's Breezy fighting with this
On
week
Twitter.
on Twitter.
Breezy, who did you piss off this week?
I didn't piss her off. I had to call her out. It was this white woman, so one of the 53%, I'm sure, that voted for
Jesus.
Trump.
Yes.
Her tweet literally said, Roy Moore is accused but not convicted of molesting little girls.
Oh,
He's still a better candidate, and I'm going to vote for him than the other guy who believes in murdering unborn babies. So I had to write back, because I was like, at first I was going to say, whose man is this? But then I had to ask the rules on how I can,
all right,
properly
so
use
let's
that.
discuss that now. Like,
Because if she's a white woman, is she my man and I have to watch her?
no. It's pretty much like
Explain the rules, Chris. Explain the rules.
I needed a
all right,
clarification
so
on the whose man is this.
Whose man's is this? Whose
Yeah.
man's is this? It's usually, and I love explaining shit like this to Breezy.
'Cause I'm trying to get the hang
When
of
you
it.
have to ask whose man's is this, it's sort of like, who okayed this fuck shit?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, who's, because it's not yours. It's like imagine you found a little child in the mall, right? And that child is being racist. You know what I'm saying? And you got to be like, whose kid is this?
You're right.
Whose man's is this? Like,
Okay.
this you?
So
This,
I
this your
sent,
man's?
I sent the clip to Lawrence and Chris, and I was like, okay, how does whose man is this work? Because she's a white woman. Is she then my responsibility? And I've got to school her and get her in check? Or is this like her people, like her family need to be like, hey, knock it off, you're being a dumbass on the internet. But what I wrote her back was, so you'd rather vote for the guy that's going to diddle the baby after they're born than the guy that's like, hey, give a woman some bodily autonomy. And she told me to go fuck myself, you crazy liberal.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
Whose
And I
man's
was
is this?
like, I'd rather fuck myself
Yeah.
than Roy Moore.
And that's when you go, whose man's is this? Like,
Whose
you
man
gotta,
is this?
the thing is, you gotta point at them. Whose
Yeah.
man's it? Because somebody has to know.
You're right.
Somebody has to
Get your person in
be
check.
like, please get your man's. Because that's
Okay.
what it is. Get your
That's good.
people, man.
I thought maybe because she was white and a woman that I had to own her. And I was like, I don't
No.
want to own that.
Oh, God, you're so white. You are so itched on owning people. Stop it.
I don't want to own that. I don't want to own that.
No.
I'm trying to own as little as possible.
You don't have to own that.
Okay,
you don't have to
good.
own that. You're trying to find out who's responsible for this fuck shit.
That's
Please,
exactly.
Like, oh man,
Yeah.
that is fucking
So
terrible.
to Elizabeth Bennett, also at me, myself, I return. Somebody needs to come and get your ass.
Right?
Yeah, that's
Your people need to get
Your
you
people
in
need to
check.
come and get you.
please fuck out of here.
Fuck all the way out of here.
You're
Fuck
like the
outta
old
here.
dude at the nursing home that took one too many ice cream scoops, and your people gotta come down. that's you,
Get your
Elizabeth
mans,
Bennett.
man. He wilding right now.
Wow, he took too many.
He's
Too
wild.
many.
Like,
Sugar
just
high.
chill.
She's on a sugar high.
He's on edge.
That's who I'm fighting
He's
with
on
this
edge.
week, Elizabeth Bennett.
Wow.
Oh man, that is That is terrible. All right, guys. In the other news, like, all right, so there's so many people that have been catching the sexual harassment fade.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like there's Kevin Spacey who
Yep.
he
Yeah.
can go fuck himself.
Yep.
His career is done, y'all.
Oh man,
They replaced this motherfucker in future movies and everything.
they thoroughly
Yeah.
wiped this dude.
There's Louis C.K. who's a fucking problem on that end. And Louis C.K. is so disappointing because we all like Louis C.K. But, you know, this is another situation where are we really listening to people? Because when you listen to these accusations and everything, and then you go back and it's like, yeah, man, he was pretty honest about a lot of his shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not far-fetched. It makes sense with some of these accusations that are coming out because a lot of these people have predatory ways about them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not saying that comedy is, because, you know, comedy is something like that where you're supposed to tell jokes and some things are going to be far-fetched or taken out of...
Satirical.
Yeah, satirical. So I get it. I get the fact that, you know, some people are going to say some outrageous shit. I've been known to say outrageous shit, but I don't do it. You know what I'm saying?
Truth.
Like, so I think that...
I can vouch for that.
Thank you very much, sir. And
Good.
so I think that, but it's still like, oh man, it's very disappointing, and you just want people to do better.
Yeah.
I'm happy that the moves have been taken that have been made. Like, you know, they took him off every show.
Yeah.
that they're doing. Tig Notaro, I think Tig Notaro, she's a female woman comedian, and she had a show originally special by him. But I think she was the one who actually called it out before all this shit popped off.
Shit.
Like, she had split from him, and it was because of the inappropriate manner in which he dealt with women.
Yeah.
So I think
Damn.
that was that is very telling, and I think that we should listen to more. The problem is people aren't listening to women in the beginning.
Right.
It's only when things become so overtly apparent that we are like, oh, we need to say some shit now. Like,
Well, and like Seth
Yeah.
MacFarlane
Yeah.
has written jokes into so many of his shows over the years that touch
Yeah.
on this stuff. So it's not like it was even a secret.
Yeah.
There's an episode where the baby from the Family Guy runs out naked and he's like, I was in Kevin Spacey's basement.
yeah,
And that was like
Yeah.
5 years ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember that.
And Tina Fey in 30 Rock, there's a joke about Weinstein. And I'm like, so it's not like it was even a
yeah,
secret. This isn't a secret. People knew.
yeah. People knew, and people spoke out against it. But what can you do against
Well,
the
and
powers
Courtney
that
Love
be?
spoke against it. There's
Yeah.
an interview with her where she was like,
Courtney Love, yeah.
she was asked to give advice to up and coming actresses in Hollywood, and she said, if you're ever invited to a party at Harvey Weinstein's hotel, don't go.
Yeah.
And like, she was told that she wouldn't be invited back to the MTV Music Awards for saying that.
Yeah, which is crazy, right?
I'm like,
So,
I mean,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
fucked
And
up.
and it's one of those, like, the powers that be, why are they banned?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's definitely one thing to talk about. Which leads us into our next subject, which is with Matt Lauer, our next person.
Yeah.
Matt Lauer with the Today Show, they cut that motherfucker off immediately.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I
Like,
think,
I woke up to that news and was like, wait, what?
what?
Matt Lauer.
Oh,
and
really?
I saw a guy on Facebook, one of my friends posted about it, and he, the formal statement from NBC, and this guy, and I don't dissuade this at all. I think that he's doing the right thing, asking the questions. But he's like, isn't it illegal? I think it was actually on Brandy's.
It was on mine.
Oh, okay. And some
It
guy
was
was
on
like,
mine.
isn't this illegal to talk about it? Like HR's not. And no.
Nope.
The fun fact is, in a at-will state, an at-will hire state where you have the right to fire or quit for any reason, you're allowed to discuss the reasoning behind that. Where it's a fine line is, if that person says that the reason they're fired is false, they can press or they can sue for defamation of character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if Matt Lauer really truly didn't do these things, yes, he could go back to NBC and say, you said all the shit that I did that I didn't do,
Nah.
and be set for life.
Unless
the
there
fact
were
is,
overwhelming evidence.
right, the fact is he did it. So at first,
Yeah.
one person comes forward, Matt Lauer's fired. I'm reading it going, oh, okay, well, he must have made a dirty joke or something, like something inappropriate. No, dude had a fucking automatic locking office door. He had a rape dungeon, essentially, installed in his office,
Yeah.
and he liked to put his sea slug on the table during meetings with women. I'm like,
Is that what we're
Man,
calling
that-
it now?
that- that's
Sea
for-
slug?
What was it? That
that's what
sounded
they
so
look like when they're
fucking gross.
flaccid.
Oh God, that sounds
When
fucking
they're
gross.
flaccid, that's what they look like. Come on.
Oh,
I
that's,
know you don't want to own that because men are really super proud of their dicks, but that's what they look like.
even if like that's fucking gross.
Yeah, I don't want to think
I
about.
don't. Oh God.
Yeah, I
Sorry.
don't want to think of it
I'm
as a
good.
secret.
That was. Oh God, that was terrible.
Wow.
Ugh. Yeah. Thanks, Breezy.
See the toxic masculinity
Shit.
in your room?
Uh-huh.
It is
No,
like
it
a
wasn't.
beacon of hope and love.
I don't know that I would call that toxic so much as just
That's just gross masculinity. Like
yeah.
that's,
I was just not aware of that
Imagery.
that's flaccid dicks.
Once
like,
heard, can't be
don't
unheard.
want-
yeah. I cannot hear that.
Yeah, I can't. I
Sorry.
can't.
That
was
that
a-
image is now in my head for all
like
the time.
A baby demigod.
You're gonna go to like an aquarium one day on a field trip, and you're not gonna be able to touch the sea cucumber
No.
because you're gonna be like, ah,
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Look at it.
I'm
baby,
good.
the baby Demogorgon just.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh God, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Part of me felt, I know everybody, Twitter went off about like Ed Curry's possible response because it's been known that he got Ed Curry fired back in the day.
Oh, I didn't know that.
She probably told him about himself, and he's like, you don't
Yep.
need a job anymore.
And then, you know what I did? I went back after all those accusations. I did go back and, of course, looked up that Matt Lauer did get her fired. At least that's been the thing according to insiders. And what was very troubling and telling was I watched her farewell video when she's announcing that it would be her last day because it was sudden. You know what I'm saying? And like she was crying and everything, and he tried to comfort her to take advantage of her pain while she was doing it, and she kind of turned away from him. And I was like, ooh. Oh man, that's telling.
So you know
not
we
only
got
that,
bad blood.
not only that, I applaud her professionalism because I would have been like, I'm leaving, and he would have been like, oh, but you're really, no, Matt, go fuck yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You
Like,
go fuck right off.
yeah, because the camera's on. Good, go fuck yourself. You in your set's dungeon. Like, I just think that, like,
What a fucking creepy dude.
yeah, he's a piece of shit, man. So fuck Matt Lauer. That dude's a bitch. So I think,
Yup.
yeah, man, it's been crazy. It's been a crazy week, man. We got other shit definitely coming up to talk about social injustice and things like that in the coming weeks. So stay tuned with us on that one.
I think other countries are fed up with us.
Other countries are fed up. It was
Like,
England.
I'm making a joke about
Oh my gosh.
Prince Harry. Prince
Yeah.
Harry got engaged to an American actress.
Yeah.
He-
Shout out to black chicks.
Yeah, woo! Congrats. I'm super excited on behalf of both of
good,
them. We have like this weird sick
Harry on the
fascination.
come up.
We have a weird sick fascination in our country with the royal family. Like they
Yeah.
don't have any actual political power anymore.
Right.
Everyone understands that, right?
Right.
I'm not spoiler alert.
No,
warning
there's no
anything.
spoiler
No,
there.
they don't.
But there's been this joke that I've been saying. I think with us electing Trump, this is their long-term plan here. So Harry is fifth in line for the throne right now. Lots of people got to die before Harry becomes king.
Yes.
But if Harry and what's her name? Megan?
Megan.
Yeah.
If they have a baby, that baby's sixth in line for the throne and would be dual citizenship, could become president and king at the same time.
Oh,
England
shit.
takes us back.
Ooh.
Just saying.
That'd be kind of gangster.
We elected
That
Trump.
would be
We
kinda
would
gangster.
deserve it, right?
That's some Game of Thrones type shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's some real shit right there.
War
I
of
ain't
the
gonna
Seven
lie to you.
Kingdoms type
I ain't
shit.
gonna lie to you. I want to see it.
That's like
I
a
kind
300
of want to see that too, to be
like a
honest. with you.
300-year plan that they've got in effect to get us back, and
Like, about time.
and they're like, "Oh, you elected Trump? It's time."
Oh, it's time.
I don't give a fuck because my
Deploy the depth
African-American-
charges.
Yeah. I don't give a fuck. My African American ass is sipping tea right now. So, like,
Goddamn right.
Man, I'm sipping Boston tea. I'm chilling. So other than that,
Bring forth my Earl Grey.
oh man, oh that's funny, man. Yeah, so that's a thing. People had their opinions about Prince Harry. Prince Harry is fucking awesome
Yeah.
in general. Always has been fucking awesome.
Harry's
so
on that come up.
I
I
think
love
it's
Harry.
great, man. I'm proud
You know
of
what
Harry.
I think
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
super telling about how far as a society we haven't come?
Yeah.
When they announced their engagement, one of the first articles, quote unquote, I read was like, first time a black woman's been married into the royal family. I'm like, why does it even matter?
Because it does. I think that's great. So like, I'm all about infiltrating the fuck out of that. Add some culture. Add some
Well,
seasoning.
let me
Somebody.
say this article wasn't
Yeah.
written from a
Oh, from that.
endearing perspective.
Oh,
it
I'm
was
sure.
like, how dare
I'm
he?
sure.
Oh. Yeah.
Fuck that.
Oh,
person.
you mad?
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, you know what? Let's let love be love.
Yeah, let love be love, man. Add some seasoning to that. Like, fuck it.
A little
Fuck
bit
it.
of Tony's.
Yeah, a little bit of Tony's in there, bitch. All right, so let's get to the fun shit, man. We had some great things going since we've been out. First things first, I want to discuss like the things that we did see. There's Thor Ragnarok.
Thor Ragnarok.
Breezy,
Yes,
you've seen it, right?
I've seen it.
Sphinx, you haven't.
No, but spoil away, please.
Spoil away, please.
Yes.
All right, to anybody listening,
Best
if you haven't seen
fucking
it,
Marvel movie
fuck you
to
anyway.
date.
We're gonna talk about it.
Spoilers,
All right, yes.
spoilers.
Spoilers, spoilers. I don't give a fuck, y'all. I'm talking about it.
This
that
has
shit
become
was awesome.
My number one favorite of all of the movies.
Yes, it started off great. I ain't gonna lie to you, it was so fun.
There was never a point when I was like, "This is dumb. I don't like it."
Exactly, Breezy. I
Yeah.
thought about you when they had the Doctor Strange cameo.
I know.
Breezy,
oh my God,
wasn't it fucking awesome?
I smacked my poor little child sitting next to Caleb was sitting next to me, and okay, so spoiler, you're gonna be super excited by it, but I'm gonna spoil
Oh,
it.
of course I am.
Go ahead.
There's
go
a
ahead.
scene where Thor and Loki are standing in like New York or somewhere together, and Loki gets the circle of light shows up below him, and he disappears in the ground. And Thor is like, "Fuck you, Loki. We're just trying to have a talk." But a little piece of paper is left behind, and it says 1771A Bleecker Street.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh my god."
It's the
And so-
Sanctum Sanctorum.
you're right. So Thor goes there, and when he walks in the door, you don't see Doctor Strange yet, but you see the fucking wallpaper from the house or the apartment on 221 Baker Street.
Oh,
It's
nice.
the same wallpaper that he's walking by, and I'm like, oh my god, they're doing it. They're doing it. They're doing the thing. And then Doctor Strange appears, and of course it's Sherlock, and I'm freaking out. I'm hitting Caleb. I'm like, it's Bleecker Street, not Baker Street, and get it? It's A, not B, but it's the same wallpaper. And oh my god! And I'm freaking out. And Caleb's like, "Oh my god, Mom, that is such a tiny little detail." And I'm like, "It doesn't matter.
But it's
I
fun.
got it."
It's a little
there.
wink.
It's
If
It-
you are a
the wink.
Sherlock fangirl, you got that
Yeah,
shit.
you got it. You got it.
That was the
I
wink
thought
and
it
the
was
nod,
great.
like-
It showed, and also showed how like awesome he became in between that time
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Because I was like, oh shit, he's doing all the things. Like he's mastered his shit and everything.
Oh my god, I love
Yeah.
it when Loki calls him a 2-bit magician, and then he just shoves him through the
Yeah.
hole, and he's like, "Bye."
So it's great. The whole thing is great. Hulk was amazing.
Hulk was amazing.
Hulk was like he's like that frat boy douchebag
Oh
when
my
he's the
God.
Hulk. and he's so humble
the
when he turns
Valkyrie
back into
girl,
Bruce.
she was
Yes.
awesome.
Oh,
my
Oh, I
God.
love her.
Yeah,
Oh, she was
she was
great.
so perfect.
Oh, that's that black chick, man. She's out the door. Anyway, so that was cool. She was awesome. On the whole story, fucking Jeff Goldblum.
Oh my god, Jeff Goldblum was amazing.
Jeff Goldblum. They let Jeff Goldblum be Jeff Goldblum.
Nice.
That's what I love it.
Spoiler alert, I'm just waiting for Jeff Goldblum and the Benicio del Toro character from Guardians of the
Yes.
Galaxy.
yeah, the collector, yeah.
Yes.
I am so
Like,
excited for this.
First of all, Jeff Goldblum is an American treasure. I really realized that, like, he's great. I love when they let him do him.
Yes.
And it's just awesome to see that. The story was great. I think we're getting better on villains as well. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
Hella.
Hella.
Hella was hella good.
Oh, Hella was hella
Blanchett.
good. Kate Blanchett being awesome as fuck.
So good.
Who caught the Trump reference?
Yeah.
Like, who caught the Trump reference? She cracked I think, I want to say she was like a bunch of people dying for a country that had failed them anyway. Sad.
Oh,
It was so hilarious.
Nice.
I was like, ooh, too
Sad.
soon? Too soon? Ah, shit. So yeah, that movie has rewatchable.
Idris. Oh my god, Idris was so good.
Idris was dope.
Oh my god.
Idris was out here looking like Jesus and shit.
Oh my God.
It was great, man. I was like, man, this movie is giving me all the life, man. This
So
movie is
good.
great.
nice.
Oh,
I read
love
there was
it.
a post on Tumblr about Idris as Heimdall from Ragnarok, and it was like something to the lines of, you know, my kid and I are in the theater watching Thor, and it's like, but you know, what about Jesus? And it's like, well, I mean, sure, Jesus is a guy, and blah blah blah, whatever. And kid was like, well, there's only one Jesus I want to worship, and Dad was like, well, what's that? Like the one from Thor.
One of the brown eyes.
You
and the
you
gold
mean
eyes.
you mean the Idris Elba? Yeah, that one. That's Jesus. I'm like,
Yes.
you know what? You're right, kid.
You know who was awesome in this movie too that I didn't give enough credit to? Carl Urban.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he was like funny and he didn't look like Bones from the new Star Trek. I was like, you're killing it. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was all around like
There
I
was
said, it
not
was-
a single part that I was like,
No, the Revolution, that was the Rock dude. Revolution guy, he was fucking hilarious.
yeah.
And I thought that was
Wait, the
whole-
guy's name was the Revolution?
No. He was
It's like
he
Crag.
just kept
I think his name was Crag.
Craig, and he kept talking about starting the revolution.
Yeah.
Which he does. And it was just really awesome, man. Like the whole movie was great. I feel like I need to go see it again. Just for shits and giggles. Like it
Nice.
was just fun. It was definitely fun to watch. I like the fact that they let Thor be funny. Mm-hmm. You know, I feel like they looked at it's such a come up between the last two Thors. Because Thor 1 and Thor 2 Electric Boogaloo were like, it was alright. Like I just was like, this shit is boring. So I mean, but it was cool. They got a chance to let him be hot for the ladies and everything
course.
and the men, you know? And that was cool. But like it was just all around a good story and good fun.
Nice.
I think that what I like about Marvel is they listen in a sense. They make the adjustments.
Oh, it's Korg.
Yeah, Korg.
And the voice is the director, the Taka White.
Oh, the
Is that
director?
who that was?
That was him?
That was the voice.
Oh, he's funny. He's funny. He
Did a great
He
job.
was like he's been dead the whole thing. He's been dead. Oh, I love that movie. Yo, y'all should go see that, man. Even if you're not a Marvel fan, you should go see this movie. It's fucking hilarious. It's a great movie. It kind of reminds me, I think my man, a friend of mine told me it's very much Kurt Russell adventure in the 80s.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Nice.
it's like, yeah, I'm gonna go on this adventure. I'm gonna be big headed, you know, and I'm gonna have a bunch of people who are probably more qualified than me be on my team. And I just love, you know, like with back with Bruce Banner was like, yeah, I just came out of this. He was like, yeah, what happened? We had a fight.
Mm-hmm.
Did I win? Yeah, nah, I won. That doesn't sound right. Yeah, man, I totally won. And it's like, nah, man. Hulk is in the look on Loki's face when when Hulk comes out is that PTSD trigger. And it was like great because we all remember the last time Loki saw Hulk.
Yeah.
So it was just awesome to see that, man. I thought that
Puny
was
God.
great. Oh, it was awesome. So yeah, man. So that was great. So y'all go check that out, man. What's the next stuff? Justice League came out and I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I didn't even see it.
Yeah, I don't care. I haven't
really
seen
care.
it. I don't care.
I cared. There was like a hot minute where I cared, and then I stopped
yeah,
caring.
exactly. And I was like, it's all right.
uh.
All right. But other than that, so the event better than the whole movie, better than the whole Justice League movie. The Avengers Infinity War trailer came
Oh
out.
my god, it's so good.
Oh my god, it's so much.
Yeah.
All right, so first of all, there's entirely too many heroes in this shit.
I can't. My brain sees every single superhero and is like, "What the fuck are you watching? I can't. I don't know
Yeah.
how to process this."
You can't even get to one thing. I'm like,
so
shit.
good.
And so we just like before the recording of this, we actually got into like a 5-minute debate on who got punched in the face.
Pretty sure it was Iron Man.
And I'm pretty sure it was Spider-Man. I feel like Spidey got his issue.
Nah.
Somebody's dying during this
He
scene.
got that fade, whoever he was.
He caught the fade, like fresh barber shit. Like it was great. Like somebody's dying in this movie.
I'm sure multiple people are dying in this
I don't know,
movie.
like a major character's dying in this next movie. Who do y'all think is gonna die in this movie?
I think it's gonna be Steve.
Really?
I think Cap's
I
gonna
don't
die.
think it's gonna be Cap, man. I think Cap is probably the next one. But I think in this movie it might be Iron Man or Vision.
I have a feeling that the Cap's gonna die and that Spider-Man's gonna die, but
Yeah.
whoever's gonna grab the Infinity Glove is gonna bring him back.
That's corny.
but it
I feel like that's gonna happen. You're right.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
What do you think,
Wait,
Breezy?
I feel like Iron Man's gonna go. Mm-hmm. I feel like Robert Downey's been doing this a lot longer, and he's just done. Mm-hmm. I think one of the ancillaries that doesn't have superpowers is gonna go. So either Hawkeye or Black Widow, and I can't see them doing Black Widow in, so I think it'll be Hawkeye. I think Hawkeye's gonna go.
You think Hawkeye's gonna die?
Well, Hawkeye's died so
all he
many
does
times
is
in the comics,
is
so
shoot
yeah.
Yeah.
because all he does is shoot a fucking arrow.
And he's not
Yeah.
even as cool as Legolas.
Yeah.
They call him Legolas, but he's not really that cool.
Nah.
And then I feel like Thor might suffer some fate, but I think Loki has the Tesseract.
Yeah.
And there might be some Loki saving the day there.
Okay.
Possibly.
Interesting.
I think Loki does
Loki
this thing
gets
right now
everybody
where
in trouble.
he walks the fine line of like
Hero,
truly
villain,
bad
yeah.
hero,
Yeah.
does good things for bad reasons, does bad things for good reasons. He kind of
Yeah.
walks this really weird line, and I knew he stole the Tesseract in Ragnarok.
Loki's always in for himself.
He
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, he is
But-
definitely in for
but
himself 100%
He
of the time.
does have a weird connection to Thor and Odin. Like, I think for Odin, it was a sense of wanting to be valued higher than he felt like he was.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is with Thor, but he was really close to their mother. So remember in the
Yeah.
scene
Yeah.
where she dies and he's putting on the facade for people to see where he looks like he's
Yeah.
upset, like angry, but he's actually like in tears.
Yeah.
I think Loki does have a sense of family that I think it might come out in this.
Okay. Interesting.
At first, I thought he stole the Tesseract to try to make a deal with Thanos, and I'm not convinced that doesn't happen.
yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Black Panther's in it, so I'm happy about that.
Yes.
Black
We-
Panther's
we
like,
know
get
he's
this
not-
man a shield.
Yeah.
And I
No,
was
he's
like,
not dying.
yes, get this motherfucker a shield, man. This is great. So they all at Xavier University, and it's all going well. And so it's just going well. And he's just chilling out. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I was kind of mad that everybody beats up at Wakanda. You
Yeah.
know why? Because white people always colonize and shit. Like, you're in a good black ass neighborhood. Y'all chilling. Y'all got, we're like the master of technology, always created, like all created by black people. And it's cool.
Yeah.
So when he can, and then Thanos comes, and y'all can fight anywhere in the world. Like, y'all can
Any
fight in Scotland.
fucking
Y'all can fight in
land.
South America. Y'all can fight in England.
Go back to
Like,
New York. Just go back to New York.
Montana is fucking empty as shit. Y'all have like a great ass like open field to fight in Montana. Fuck Montana.
Fuck Montana.
Fuck Montana. Y'all
Fuck
can fight
that
there.
state up.
Exactly.
Fuck it up.
Fuck it up. No one will care. No one
Thanos.
will know it
No
happened.
one will know. You know what? It'll become a tourist attraction. You
Yes.
get more people there than you have now.
There's
It'll be fine.
probably an
Montana.
intergalactic fight going on right now in
In
Montana.
Montana?
We have no idea.
No clue.
So
You know why?
that's the thing.
Because nobody gives a
No
shit.
one gives a
Nobody
fuck.
cares.
Montana,
That's
the
where
comma in
that's where I
America.
tell my friend.
Like, so,
My friend and I discussed the zombie apocalypse or whatever is happening,
Yeah.
nuclear war, whatever takes out. I'm like, when all shit's gone south, end up in Montana because first off, it's landlocked. No one's gonna fucking
No
sail a
one.
boat to you. No one's gonna go out of their way to fucking find you there.
Nope.
There's gonna
No.
be endless resources because nobody cares.
Nobody fucking gives
Yeah.
a shit. Yep.
there's probably still pilgrims in Montana. The thing is, like, it's crazy.
Still wearing those shoes.
Exactly.
Goddamn buckle shoes.
Hey, man. We have Wi-Fi now.
So weird.
So
What is
weird.
this thing that you refer to?
Exactly.
Wi-Fi?
Exactly.
Oh,
So,
man.
yeah, so I was a little upset by that because I was like, there was the only odd militant part of me was like, why they got to go to Wakanda? Why they got to go to this place where they all at, like, we just got out of
My
heaven.
guess, if
Yeah.
I had to guess,
You know-
it's because okay,
They're
so
the
Black,
place with technology.
no, Black Panther comes out in February,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Infinity War is when May.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think when they planned it out, they're like, if we throw it to a different location, we got to explain that. We were just in Wakanda. Let's just go back to Wakanda.
I feel like they just... with Wakanda,
we're just
they-
going to keep it at Wakanda because we
Yeah.
were just there.
I feel like I just like I would at the time that the new Avengers coming, I just finished seeing Black Panther in the movie theater.
Well,
Cause like I'm
here's-
gonna keep watching.
Here's my theory on why Wakanda. Because I feel like Thanos himself might not show up in Wakanda, that the Thanos battle is probably going to happen in New York, but all of the creatures that will help him invade will, be scattered all over the place. And I think that they're going to show just how unconquerable Wakanda really is.
Oh, I like that.
Haha,
Like, that's my theory.
that sounds good.
Because you see, like, the mass fucking
The
army
man-
that
everybody's
T'Challa raises
running.
up.
And I was
Everybody's
like,
going
and,
at
and
it.
poor Spider-Man, it's too real for him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's got
Well, Spider-Man's not even a part of that fight. The fight that we see, I'm thinking, where we actually see Spider-Man happens in New York because they're on that
Yeah,
bus
'cause
in
he
the,
getting
in the
choked
trailer.
out.
He's
Yeah,
getting choked the fuck
he getting
out.
choked
He's
out.
not even gonna see Wakanda for a minute.
It's
So-
obviously too much for him to handle at this
Yeah.
moment. Like, his life is kind of fucked up.
His life is kind of wacky. May just
Yeah.
find out that he's Spider-Man and shit. I mean, he's got
Yeah.
the Iron Spider suit. Shit's
Shit's real.
wacky. It's
Shit's
just wacky,
real.
man.
So,
yeah.
that's pretty fucked up.
Yep.
So I'm looking forward to that. So yeah.
Spoiler if you haven't seen Spider-Man Homecoming. May finds out in the end.
Oh yeah.
Spoiler.
Absolutely. Did you saw
I own it now.
you own it now.
Yeah.
What did you think of it? Because you're a big Spider-Man
I'm
fan.
a huge Spider-Man.
Yes. So like, was it the best one?
In my opinion,
Yeah.
yes. Yes, it was.
I think
it,
so.
It played. Tom Holland does Peter Parker and Spider-Man exceedingly well.
I love Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton as the
Oh,
villain
Jesus.
was frightening as hell, and he was believable because he had a
Wait.
legit reasoning
Wait,
for his villainy.
Batman is the villain in Spider-Man.
Yes.
But
Yes.
he changed his suit a little bit, and he goes by Vulture now.
Hail Hydra.
Basically. Also, the nod to Miles Morales.
Yeah.
That I
Oh.
was like, wait. So Miles exists in this universe. So
Exactly.
we might get Ultimate Spider-Man in this universe.
You might get it.
Come on.
I thought that was dope. I had a joygasm.
yeah.
Not gonna lie to you. I was like, he's squeak.
So
was awesome. Mm-hmm.
we'll get Prowler and Ultimate Spider-Man with Peter Parker. Maybe they get their own movie. Maybe they get their own television series. I don't know what's gonna happen.
One of the
there.
things. All right. So what do y'all think? What do you think of the chances of Captain Marvel showing up in Infinity Wars?
I think that
I
the
think
character
it would
of
make me
Carol
mad.
Danvers might show up. I don't know that she'll show up with powers, but I think that she'll show up pre-powers.
Yeah.
I think that may be a thing.
I honestly, I think Captain Marvel shows up.
I
Or-
think that would
or
bother me. I'd be bothered by that.
Not,
Really? Why would you be
not
bothered
the
by
Carol
that?
Danvers
For the
Captain
s-
Marvel?
For the same reason I'm bothered by so much of the Justice League principles.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
Throw a new character that you haven't talked about into a giant superhero stew.
I don't think
And it
it's gonna
bothers-
happen like that. I
it
don't,
bothers
You
me.
know what I think it's
Yeah.
gonna be? I think it's gonna be a post-credit scene.
I would take
Okay,
a post credit
I'd be down
with
because
that.
that's leading
be
to the
down with
next
that.
movie. That's
Exactly.
what they
Yeah.
do.
I
But
think it's gonna
like
be a post-credit
throwing her
thing.
even into the actual movie, like even introducing her and not being able to give it time to explain,
Yeah,
that will
explain
bother
what
me.
she's doing there,
because
yeah.
that's how I feel about fucking Aquaman, Cyborg, and really the Flash.
Yeah, they were all just thrown in like in an email.
Right, it was like Batman and Wonder Woman got a movie, and then
Yeah.
you're gonna introduce these other people and not really talk about them.
Right.
Yeah.
That fucking bothered me, and that's one of the reasons I'm so annoyed about Justice League. But
Yeah.
that and Batfleck.
Yeah. That far.
Batfleck, yeah. I heard he's leaving.
That's what I heard too.
Yeah, because he's fucking Harvey Weinstein's best friend. Nobody
Yeah,
wants him
so
around.
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Basically.
Yeah.
That's crazy. All right, that sounds fucking terrible. Okay, guys, so what shows, like, let's get to the TV.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I've given up on The Walking Dead. I don't give a fuck anymore.
I'm still watching it because I feel like I've dedicated so much of my life to it, but I am so over it that
Okay.
I'm like,
I'm
if this
gonna say
season
this.
ends the way it's going right now, I'm not investing another season.
Okay.
I'll say this
Okay.
now. I told you so.
I know.
I told you so.
So
he did,
bad.
he
I
did.
told you from like season 1.
I told you I'm done. I'm done with it. I was like, I'm good. I was done
First
with
off,
it.
Negan should have been dead like 10 episodes ago.
Yeah.
The fact that he's still alive is bullshit. The fact that it's a zombie apocalypse and they're wasting bullets on a wall is bullshit. They shot at a wall for like 5 minutes in one episode. I was
Really?
like, are you fucking kidding me?
Damn.
That sounds
I'm
fucking
1,000%
terrible.
done with this whole
I
show.
feel like
Wow.
yeah,
They're
that
just not
fucked it
being
up.
smart at
No.
all.
Yeah, I was like draining on the show. I'm like, man, this is going nowhere. I don't think it's gonna be good, so I don't care about that. I got into Runaways last night.
Yeah. What do you think about Runaways? I'm about 3 or 4 episodes in.
Really, I'm only watched the first episode.
Yeah.
It looks decent.
Yeah.
It looks decent. I think it has promise.
There's some sufficient drama happening in that first episode.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It seems pretty cool. I'm interested to see where it goes. I like the fact that they're taking a different approach.
Yeah.
Above all with Marvel.
Yeah.
You know, Marvel stands by a certain level of quality as well. So I like the fact that their storytelling is good. So that's pretty cool. So, you know, I'm gonna keep watching Runaways.
Yeah.
and see how it goes, and just check it out.
Yeah, I look forward to hearing more about what you think about it because
Exactly,
I'm a
yeah.
big fan of that comic.
Exactly.
So
So
yeah.
I thought it was pretty dope, man. All right, Breezy,
Yo,
how you feeling, babe?
feeling pretty good.
Good.
It's over now, but if you get a chance to check out this past season of American Horror Story, I strongly recommend it. I really enjoyed it.
I'm looking forward to it. Like
Yeah.
I've been meaning to watch it. I have all the episodes recorded. I just been trying to get
When
to
Jessica
it.
Lange left, it went downhill for me, and it was another one where I was like, I feel like I've invested a lot into this, but I'm not feeling it anymore. This
But-
season brought it back.
Yeah, what I like about American Horror Story is that reason. Like you have a completely different story every season, so that makes it interesting. And you get a fresh new story. I think this season has been pretty cool. I like the fact that it's attacking white fragility, and
Evan
and serial
Peters
killers.
deserves an Emmy for
Really?
his role. He's so good this
yeah,
season.
Evan Peters is a thing. He reminds
Wow.
me of certain friends that I have. I'm not gonna name any names, but yeah, it's funny. His character is very
all right.
very interesting, man. So it's gonna be cool. I'll tell you when we get off the air. So it's funny.
If I can talk about a show that I've started watching recently,
What up?
I started watching This Is Us.
Oh shit! So you into crying?
Apparently.
Apparently.
Okay,
Yeah.
but how far in are you? Because I'm up to date on the show except for this week's
It's
episode.
cry porn.
I'm still first season.
Remember?
William just died.
Okay.
For me.
So do you remember what I said when we talked about the show before? The only character on that show that I actually have a vested interest in caring about is Randall.
Is Randall.
And Randall is carrying me. Like I still am
Yeah.
like, oh my god, I want good things for Randall, and everyone
Yeah.
else can go fuck
I
themselves.
can honestly see why. Like I don't give a shit about any other character on
They're
that
all
show
really narcissistic and selfish, except Randall.
except for Randall.
I
Yeah.
love him.
Sterling K. Brown.
Randall,
Yeah.
Sterling K. Brown,
Yeah,
Randall,
yeah.
and the dad, Milo Ventimiglia's character. Love
But
the
I
both
know
of
what's
them.
coming for him, so
Yeah,
I feel like
I just don't know how it's coming. Like
yeah.
what happens? Like
Yeah.
how does this go down?
they tease on it. I still don't think they've ever actually fully explained yet. So.
No.
Interesting.
The tease on that and the fact that the best friend is now married to the mom. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, what the shit?
Oh really?
Oh yeah, dude,
Yeah.
it's a thing.
That's crazy. All
Like,
right.
I want to say they showed that like at the end of the first episode. You
Yeah.
find out that the mom married the best friend. I'm like, wait, did she divorce dad? Like, where did
Yeah.
dad die? Like, what the fuck's going on? And then you find out
Interesting.
later that dad's dead.
You find out dad died when the daughter watches football with her dad, but it's his urn.
The urn, yeah,
And you're like, oh, fuck.
yeah.
Because she wouldn't take her boyfriend to watch football with her dad.
Yeah.
And he thought it was because she was embarrassed by him. And it
Right.
turns out that she was like, no, that's just a thing.
It's the thing that I do now.
Interesting. Okay. I don't know, man. I've been.
It's
show
a
is a
really
tearjerker.
really good
yeah,
show, but
it's all
not
about like cry porn. Like
yeah, you need to prepare for tears or to at least have your heart broken at least once an episode.
Yeah, like Partners on.
You know what show-
Everybody's been asking me to watch this show, and I'm like,
And I'm torn on this show, but I'm going to recommend it because I started watching it and I'm still watching it. So that has to say something.
Right.
The Good Place. So,
I've been hearing about that one too.
the comedy.
yeah.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
Kristen Bell.
With
Yeah.
Kristen Bell and Ted
Kristen
Danza.
Bell, how you doing, baby?
Hey.
It is pretty well done, and they've got a very diverse main four characters.
Okay.
So I like that. At first, I was like, I'm not gonna like this show. It's stupid. So the premise is that this woman dies and she goes to what she believes is heaven, and it's perfect, except that things are a little weird for her. There's stuff that like doesn't make sense for her life. She finds out that she was mixed up with somebody with the same name, and she's not supposed to be there because she's kind of a shitty person.
Yeah.
And so she's bringing the quality of hell down, and then you find out that plot twist. There's all this other stuff that happens. I don't want to give anything away.
She's
It's-
really in hell, isn't she?
maybe. But then if she's in hell, then there's really good people that are in hell that shouldn't
That shouldn't be there.
be there.
That's fine.
So it's funny and it's well done, and you should check it out.
All right.
Interesting.
Well,
Yeah.
that sounds good, man.
And it does a really good, flip on the whole heaven and hell and good and
Yeah.
evil thing.
Oh, that's
Interesting.
awesome. Interesting. I'm interested. Well, all right, guys. Man, that concludes this episode for Profoundly Ignorant today. This has been fun.
Yeah.
Y'all
I missed
gonna
y'all.
hear exactly. I missed everybody, man. This has
Yeah.
been great. Thank you. It's been good.
Except for
discussing
you
all-
over there.
Yeah,
you know
except
who
for
you
you.
are.
Fuck you.
Montana.
Absolutely.
In Montana.
And Montana. All right, guys. Thank you all for listening. look up for us, like us on SoundCloud, like us on Facebook.
If you have anything you want us to talk about, you have any questions for us,
Let us know.
holla at us.
Please
If
do.
there's anyone you're fighting with on Twitter, you need me to step in, just shoot him shoot
Breezy
me
will
there.
fight for you.
I will fight on
She
Twitter.
will fight
That's what
for
I
you
do.
like she's Morris fucking Bart.
Yes, she
Yeah.
does that. That is weirdly her thing,
Breezy
and I
doesn't know
enjoy
who
it.
Morris Bart is, but
I
No,
don't.
more,
this is a New Orleans
It's a
reference.
New Orleans reference.
Morris
yeah.
Bart, he'll fight for you.
He'll fight
He's
for
on
you.
your side, so is
Exactly.
Breezy.
Exactly.
All right.
It's like, all right, thank you all for listening. Without further ado, my name is Chris Blunt.
And I'm Breezy Rumsey.
And I'm Sphinx Akasha.
Thank you all for listening.
Holla.
Fuck Trump.
Fuck Trump and Montana.
Always Montana. Perpetual fucking of Montana.
Exactly. Oh man, thank you very much, guys.